totally agree. We have to focus on education and high quality education. I have friends, we have friends that have moved from California. And when you're in California, like around the LA area, you don't dare put your kid in the public school. I mean, for one, the indoctrination, but also the education is horrible. I don't want us to be that. I don't. There are so many parents, and again, I'm not going to give a number, but a lot of our friends, a lot of, the parent who pulled their kids from the district because we don't like what's going on. I guarantee probably every last one of them really want their kids back in the district. And a big part of that is the board needs to be transparent, and board and district needs to be transparent, and they need to be trusted. They've lost trust really with the community. So they need to build that trust back by being honest and transparent and respecting the fact that these kids are not theirs, they're ours. And that's they're ours. The minute that you start going around parents' backs to teach your kid to say, no, or, if your kid wants to be a boy or a girl and they're not, we're going to, we're not going to call you about that. I'm like, wait a minute. If my kid is struggling that bad with something, I need to be involved. And then we need to go and get whatever counseling or care to try and make sure they're okay. That's not your job. That's your job to say, hey, Pam, Houston, we have a problem, and then let me take care of it and collaborate with you with what the parents want to do. So you guys are laughing. I'm sorry. Well, it is. It's like, I'm not saying that everything is love and rosy at our school districts. And I love that our teachers are there and they pick up on stuff that's wrong that we might not pick up on. And the school counselors might pick up on that. But the very first phone call needs to be to the parents or the guardians, not to, hey, how can we fix this on our own? Or what can we shove down these kids' throats without the parents knowing about it? And no. That's what I'm going to push. I would push for heavily, because these kids they're not property of the state and they're not property of the district. They're not property of anybody. I'm just saying they're property of parents. They do. Well, that is actually their agenda. They're after our kids. They're after our kids. If you guys read this latest health survey, I only had a couple things come to me. Mandy actually is the one. She's like, Pam, why are they asking the kids if they're happy spending time with their mom, if they're happy spending time with their dad? I mean, they're trying to divide. You need to divide the children away from the parents and away from the parents' ideology if you want to indoctrinate them. And you can just see it, and it's horrible, and it makes me sick. And that's why, full transparency, our daughter's not in the district. And I don't know how many times a day I say, I don't know if she'll ever step foot in a CV school again. We've got to turn this around. I need to be able to trust you, district, that you're not going to teach her something that I'm against, or that you haven't at least given me fair warning on so I can counter it at home, or that you're going to go and give her health care. There is a law that passed, it's RCW 7.70. something, that says that school nurses and school counselors can now make non-emergent healthcare decisions for our children. And it lists a bunch of them out, including immunizations.
Write a letter.
I know, it's crazy.
I will help anybody.
It's state law. It's effective in January. It's state law. So
Write a letter.
So I think I think that's all of them.
Yeah, I have a quick question to add to this understated and oft forgotten about, the school lunch time period thing that's actually really, really, really important. The time that school starts. Why are teenagers who need more sleep going and getting on the bus at 6:40 a.m. and smaller, younger kids who are bouncing off the walls at 5 a.m. going to school at 8:50?
I don't know. I know that they looked at sports and jobs. I know they looked at reversing it, and I wasn't a part of those decisions or that discussion, so I'm not sure.
Drivers for the busing is tough. They're understaffed.
Well, everything's understaffed right
Because
now.
the
But
shot didn't help.
They looked at that before the meeting. They did a big study on that. Because there's a
Did
ton
they?
of research that shows
Yep.
often
Yep.
that should happen.
Does anybody have a kid with an hour bus ride? Because there's
We're going to do coming down from the state level, vaccinations. It's got to end someplace.
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. We're in one subject area of a huge mess. And Rob could talk, he's military, he's seen this played out overseas, but when they say they're going to build back better, what are they going to build back from? They first have to destroy us to build back better. So, we're seeing it in our own state. It really is almost frightening when you think, who are the vaccine mandates on in the state of Washington? It's healthcare workers, policemen, firemen, our Department of Health, Department of Justice, and our teachers. Our critical infrastructure is what the mandates are on. And how many of you guys have seen today, last day on the job, last day on the job, last day on the job today? Wazoo, thankfully, they took my exemption. I found out at 4:56 today, but, still they took it. So kudos to them, and they took my friend's exemption too. But a lot of other employers are not. Or they're taking the exemptions and not offering an accommodation. So same thing, you can't work there anymore. Okay, I'll turn it back over to Sean.
Thank you. Idea real quick on what she was talking about, right? So let's talk about the school day. Okay, and my name's Rob Linebarger. I'm on the ballot. I'm supporting Pam. Okay, because don't vote for Rob. Yeah, or not none of the above, but not me. Okay, but just so our parent group, I want to talk about our parent group because I think it's misunderstood a little bit. We engage in conversation and we create ideas, right? And then we have people that try to take those ideas to the people that can make decisions. So let's just talk about the school day. Okay, so the district has a $250 million budget, operating budget, and I know that probably 85 to 90% of that is salaries. Right. So what if you had some novel idea like, okay, let's say there's 6 periods in high school. I'm going back, 40 years when I was in high school. What if we extended it to 8 and let the students do a flex schedule? So if they wanted to come earlier and work, they could. Or if they wanted to start later because maybe they're not involved in sports, they could. And then you adjust your staff to accommodate, let's say, an 8-period day or something like that, rather than just being fixed on this same thing that we're doing that doesn't really fit into our society anymore, given the transportation problems, given the supply chain problems we're going to face, right? The other opportunities they might have out there, like my kids went through Running Start. That was like the best decision they've ever made, right? So there's a lot of options out there. But what I'm saying is, and even Brian, we've gone at it on Facebook, but I'm going to tell you right now, you would be more than welcome to come to our parent group. We would love to hear from you. So right?
Before you close, why don't you let people know when and where the parent group
So we
can be
usually meet
contacted?
every Thursday around 6:30. In the summer, we were meeting in the park. We meet in an inside venue now. We're actually once a month going to invite. I'm trying to coordinate to where we can invite other communities, East Valley, West Valley, Cheney, Meade, District 81, to get people in there and have some speakers on topics that people want to hear about, and then so that they can engage and ask questions. But yeah, we want people to come there. We want people to bring ideas, right? It's not a political forum, right? And this is this is where we could put ideas together. Maybe get a committee of 3. They go to the school board. They write the letters. They engage with them. Maybe the school board will meet with people 3-on-1. But that's how you get things done, right? Just barking at them at a school board meeting, that's not going to do us any good. All right. Yeah, it's kind of in flux right now. So because of the weather, right, and outside. But once we have, yeah, this would be a good place.
Venue is always available.
Okay.
You can schedule it. So.
Yeah. So we met at the Pentagon restaurant because they have a big banquet room upstairs. That's because we have such a good turnout. That's a little tight. So we're looking for a bigger venue, but we also want to be able to accommodate people and make sure that if people want to be socially distant, that's fine. Everybody's cool with that, right? We need to be friends, not enemies in the community, right? And work out problems together, even if we disagree. That's fine. I like to hear both sides of the story. Okay. Thanks, everybody.
All right, the phone battery's about to die, so we gotta go. But thank you, Rob. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Pam, very much. And thank you, all of you. I just want to say one more thing before we go. Sometimes it looks like there's no way to change things, but prayer can change things too. So if we do our best to figure out how, and then we pray, we can make a difference. And I know that. I truly know that. And I'm grateful that you all came, and, stay in touch with Rob and Pam, and you'll be able to get ideas for where you can write letters. She has information on where to write letters for different things. We can make a difference, making our voice heard in ways that, and prayer will help you with ideas on where to make your voice heard too. So thank you so much for coming.
Oh, low battery.
restaurant. I guess good job. Great
Thank
job.
you.
The Facebook link didn't work.
Oh no.
Did it record?
I don't know. I don't ever do Facebook Live, so
Shoot.
finish.